All right, everyone, just 1 second. My computer is working slow. All right, everyone, we are back. Hopefully everyone had a decent lunch. While I was on break, ADA Wolf asked me, what concert would I go to if I had a chance, somebody who's not around now? I'm like, James Brown. My mom said James Brown was great. He said the Bee Gees, and now I have a Bee Gees song in my head that keeps going on and on.
I saw James Brown.
Yes, my mom, I want to see him because my mom said at the height of his career, he would still go to small towns and put on a great show. Doesn't matter how many people shows up. Sometimes people will only go to small towns when they're at the beginning of their career or their career is going down. So
I saw Marvin Gaye. I saw Bob Marley, Jimi Hendrix, Sly Stone.
Hey, well, we're all just everyday people.
Can I get a witness?
All right. So we are back. Ted Wood, you were here for which case?
Judge, it's off docket. It is Matthew Stribling. In the interim between the time that we last spoke and now, you put me in a breakout room. I spoke with David Martin.
Mm-hmm.
David Martin said that he had no objections if the bond forfeitures were recalled in any sort of warrants. So I'm back here to report that to you.
All right. So do we know? So I see on August 11th, it says, do we know why? Did he not appear in court or something? What happened? Does anyone know?
Judge, let me go ahead and just give you my story. So when I got Norma's invitation,
Mm-hmm.
I calendared it for some reason for the 12th. It was actually the 11th.
Mm-hmm.
I sent Mr. Stribling the link for the 11th. Apparently he didn't see it. I woke up on the 12th ready to Zoom in and found out the hearing was for the next day. But the real situation that happened with Mr. Stribling was a forfeiture on the 23rd of July because of a violation report. I believe it was his third or fourth violation report. I can't remember which, but it was not one or two, for being fitted with the GPS.
Mm-hmm.
That's what generated the actions from the court, not the missing of 811 or 812. That was partly my fault. I remedied the situation. Apparently he didn't see it. It was my mistake. I made a mistake, and I'm sorry that I was not here on the 11th. So that's my part.
All right, then the next question is going to become, do you know if there's an eyesight that's been issued on any of this?
Judge, when I spoke with Loopy about an hour and a half or 2 hours ago, he said that there was no eyesight. He said that the actions had come from the court.
No eyesight, Judge.
All right, then I need did you file motions on these or no, Mr. Wood?
Well, Judge, I filed motions to alter and amend pretrial reporting requirements a number of weeks ago.
But I mean, with regards to a reinstatement of the bond, no motion has been filed?
No, I found out about it about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours ago.
Then to the clerks, I need the B page on all of these cases, please.
Yes, Judge.
All right, just give us a moment and we'll take that up.
Very well, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. James Malone.
Good day again, Judge.
Yes.
I have a motion to return seized property. I need to speak with David Martin about it. I've sent him an email and I haven't heard back from him.
Oh, David is on the Zoom.
Yeah, Judge, there's nothing to talk about. I mean, the truck is evidence in a murder, and until that case is resolved, we're not letting it go.
Okay. I mean, we can have a hearing on this, Mr. Malone, but the state is telling me that this is evidence.
Okay, I just wanted to get that clear. I mean, if I would have spoken to him before, I would have probably withdrawn, not requested the hearing, but
Well, we've spoken with your client before several times and told them that. So
with the bank?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where we are. I will keep an open mind. I will listen to both sides, but Mr. Malone, if it's an ongoing open case, which it appears to be, and if the truck or the vehicle that you're requesting is evidence in that case, then unless there's some sort of case law that I'm unaware of that says that that needs to be returned, it's not going to get returned.
Well, Judge, I don't want to waste the court's time. I mean, I was hoping we could do it by some sort of agreement, but if the state says that they need it as evidence, obviously, I don't want to waste the court's time. I haven't found anything that preclude the state from being able to hold on to it as evidence. So.
Okay. Oh, it's never a waste of the court's time, Mr. Malone. I'm here from 9 to 5. As my mom says, the more work you have to do, it makes the day go by quicker.
Well, I've got to do with my kids. They're starting school next week. So.
Oh my gosh. So are you withdrawing the motion?
Judge, I'm withdrawing it at this time. I'll ask the court for a hearing. I mean, obviously, once the case is done, I mean, I'm going to be asking for and it's a pretty old case, so hopefully it'll be one of the ones that comes up pretty quickly when we get the courts reopened.
Okay. And Norma, let me ask you, because I'm assuming you're not the defense attorney on the case, correct? Mr. Malone?
No, Judge. I was hired by the bank and to look into this. And the defense attorney on the case is Kenneth Baker. He has no opposition to it. He was fine with it, but obviously it's not his call.
All right. And Norma, on this case, do we have any upcoming setting dates?
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge. I think on the 26th. Sorry, I was muted.
All right. What date? August 26th?
Yes, ma'am. If I'm not mistaken, let me double check.
Oh, Citizens National Bank is zooming in. So
All right.
anyone wishes to speak to Citizens National Bank?
Well, he was going to be my witness, but.
So when is the next setting date for this case, Norma?
Judge, just give me just 1 second, Judge. The system is just rebooting. Hold on for just a moment.
Okay. Citizens National Bank, can you unmute yourself, please? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. The court is in receipt of the motion filed by Mr. Milan on your behalf. This truck is a part of an ongoing case, so I'm not going to have the state turn that property over until this case is concluded.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yes, there you go. I always say surprises should be limited to birthdays and Christmas. But thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Do you need to speak with Mr. Milan in a breakout room?
Doesn't sound like it.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, he and I were speaking before. I'll call you in a little bit, Mr. Guest.
Okay,
All right, thank you for coming in.
thank you.
Judge, it was the 26th.
All right, so Mr. Milan, this case is coming back on August 26th. You're of course more than welcome to Zoom in at that time.
Okay.
I know that Ken Baker is the attorney on it, but if you want to Zoom in and see what is happening as it relates to your client's property, you're more than welcome.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. You're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, and then David Martin. Mr. Stribling, Mr. Wood has informed the court that you have no objection to reinstating the bond.
If the bond forfeiture was due to not getting the GPS, since he's in custody, they won't release him until he gets the GPS on. If that's the case, then no, we don't object to it.
All right, I'll recall the warrant. Reinstate the bond in all cases. And have all prior conditions remain. So there is going to be GPS. And if there was a no contact order in place, of course, there will be a no contact order. And was it previously full GPS?
Judge, there was one of the violation reports. The first one that came about was allegations of contact. You imposed GPS. I came back. That's when I filed my motion to alter and amend pretrial reporting requirements, and you denied my request and stuck with the GPS. So the GPS was ordered, and I don't think that there's anything. I don't think that the court has entered anything countervailing that order on the court's behalf.
Okay, was it full GPS?
Well, Judge, he works. He's got a bunch of child support that he's trying real hard to pay off.
All right, Mr. Martin, did you have any objection to him being allowed to work?
I mean, partial's fine if he has proof of employment and work hours and everything like that.
He needs to supply that to the GPS people, right, Judge?
Yes, to pretrial services.
Very well.
All right, if there's nothing else, well, before you go, Norma, what is our next date to come back on Mr. Matthew Stribling?
There wasn't a court date, Judge, because he was a fugitive.
All right, we need to give him a court date.
I can bring it back in 30 days, Judge.
And Judge, just in pursuit of full disclosure, he's also scheduled to be assessed by Dr. Jumis on, it's a Zoom evaluation. That was one of the things that you wanted to kind of have a chat about yesterday or Wednesday. And Judge, I need to inform the court that that appointment has not yet been made.
Okay, so when is the appointment going to take place? Do we have a date or no?
No, Judge,
We don't have a date. Go ahead, Ted.
No, go ahead, Norma.
I called, they don't have a date yet, Judge, because he's a fugitive. They're unable to get a hold of him.
So, Judge, I'm gonna let his mom know. You know, he's 35 years old, but I need to work through his mom. I'm gonna let his mom know that he needs to make an appointment with these people immediately, and to talk to the GPS people immediately. And I've given him, I've had the talk with him about how important the court wants to be. Hopefully he'll have a vision this time around that he didn't have before.
All right. So this is what I want. I want all these cases reset in 20 days. That will give your client a chance to have at least made an appointment with Dr. Jumis or whoever he needs to make an appointment with.
Okay.
So Norma, if you can give us a 20-day reset, please.
September 10th, Judge.
All right, we'll be back on September 10th.
September 10th, Judge, what time? 9 a.m.?
Yes, 9.
Okay.
All right, this should be in the system later today. I have signed all the documents.
Righty, Judge. Thank you so much.
All right, you're welcome. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too, Judge. May I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Okay. Everyone, just give me a moment. Matthew Allen, do you all
Yes.
have paperwork ready for me?
I have paperwork from the state. I need to get a breakout room with Mr. Rocha, and then I need the application for deferred consent to plea by video and waiver of appeal.
And Judge, I'm working on sending him those now.
All right. So Mr. Allen, I'll send you and your client to number 1.
Thank you.
Okay. Third.
After that, it doesn't seem. What were your injuries?
Judge, when you have a moment, can I be a co-host, please, ma'am?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, who is the attorney on Gomez? Why is Mr. Gomez here? Oh, Jose Gonzalez Gomez?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, your case is reset for August 26th, okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that 14P can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Norma, we need Linda Corley here and Edward Bartholomew and his client. And
I'm
we
sorry,
need-
Judge. I'm sorry, I was on the phone, Judge. Can you repeat that?
We need Linda Corley,
Okay,
Edward Bartholomew,
okay.
and Eduardo Garcia.
Eduardo Garcia? Okay. And I
Is
need to
that
do paperwork
Scott Simpson?
yes.
Scott Simpson, are you in the courtroom? Hello,
Wait a minute, there you go.
hi.
I'm here, Judge. I have the plea paperwork ready on Linda's case, but she's not here yet.
All right, thank you.
And Judge, I'm doing the paperwork on Rocha, is that correct? On the consent and stuff, or somebody said they were taking care of it? Did I think I heard?
Mr. Harris? In other courtrooms, are
Ma'am.
you all doing the consent to plea and the waiver?
I was in attempting to forward it to Mr. Allen himself, but if Norma is more skilled than I would happily defer.
I'll take care of it right now.
Your Honor, may I get my gift your coordinator with flowers or lunch or whatever?
Why are you asking me for that?
Judge, can I ask the court to take judicial notice that Norma's more gifted than Daryl?
Of course you can. Yes, I'm not in charge of gift giving, Mr. Harris.
I will only say that I have known Ms. Ferguson longer than both of you. So
Then both me and
I'm well aware that she's more gifted than I.
I don't think he's known her longer than I've known her. Norma?
Oh, so now you're asking for me to take testimony. I don't think the court
Smack him-
reporter wants to go on record with this.
Smack him down, Ms. Ferguson. Smack him down.
All right, when people are ready, just let me know. I'll be here.
Judge, can I see you in a breakout room?
Yes. Breakout room number 2, please. Mr. Allen, has your client been sworn in?
He has, Judge.
Okay, I don't know why they did that. Oh, it just came now, but you can bring the rest and give me this later. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2021 CR 5521, State of Texas versus David Rocha. Going to have parties announced for the record for the state,
Darrell Harris for the state, Your Honor.
for the defense.
Matthew Allen for Mr. Rocha.
You see that picture?
And are you Mr. Rocha?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video. Any objection from the state?
No objections, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Rocha, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Did you review a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Video Conference with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Was there an application for deferred adjudication on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rocha, did you review a document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney, did you understand it and did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Rocha, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Correct.
Did you sign it? Yes or no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review it with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're being charged with by indictment is fraudulent use or possession of identifying information? Let me see. Just one moment, everyone. Of an elderly person. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication and for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Rocha, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than a plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Judge, I'll interject. Mr. Rocha does have immigration counsel who he did talk with. I did speak with him as well. We do have a letter from him as well, and he's been fully advised before moving forward.
And who is the immigration attorney, please, for the record?
Sorry. His immigration attorney is Juan Carlos Rodriguez.
All right. And Mr. Allen, are you aware of whether or not that attorney has advised your client on the consequences of entering a plea of guilty or no contest in this cause number?
Yes, Your Honor, and he's provided that information to me as well.
All right. And did that attorney provide information that possible consequences of a plea in this case may result in deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
Yes, he fully advised Mr. Rocha of the consequences.
And do you believe your client understands the consequences of entering a plea in this case?
Yes,
and when I say consequences, I mean the consequences of any immigration status he may have.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Rocha, did you have a chance to speak with an immigration attorney about entering a plea in this cause number?
I was advised by Mr. Allen. He's the one that spoke to him directly.
Okay. And did that advice from your counsel include consequences of pleading no contest or guilty in the application of federal immigration law?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did that advice include possible consequences such as deportation, exclusion from admission to the United States, or the denial of naturalization?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to take it one by one so I can figure out what was not conferred with you about. So, were you explained the consequences of entering a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did one of those consequences include the possibility of deportation?
No, Your Honor.
Did one of those consequences include the possibility of exclusion from admission to the United States?
No, Your Honor.
Did one of those consequences include the denial of naturalization?
For 5 years.
No, I'm not speaking of the 5 years, but were you informed that you could be denied
Yes.
naturalization?
Yes, Your Honor.
Were you informed that you could be deported?
No, Your Honor.
All right, what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. We're going to reset this, Mr. Allen, because I cannot find that he has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial if he does not know all of the potential consequences of entering a plea in this cause.
Okay. And Judge, yeah, yes, if it does get reset, what I'll do is I'll have his immigration attorney zoom in as well for any of those questions that Mr. Rocha has.
Okay, so when would you like this recalled? Do you believe that if there is any way, if you can call the immigration attorney and see when they're available to zoom in?
Sure, if I could just get 1 minute.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, Judge. He's available on Friday.
All right, Norma, can we recall Mr. Rocha for Friday?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we will see him back here on August 20th.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Norma Elton can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
And to the clerks, Ms. Corley's in the courtroom. They have a plea, so they'll need to be sworn in from there.
Okay, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Judge, I'm gonna put something in the chat.
I don't see what's in the chat.
I'm putting it right now, Judge.
Okay. No, no one's given me information that the case has been dismissed. I don't think I've signed a dismissal. Marcus,
He said Marcus talked to you over lunch or right before lunch, y'all broke for lunch.
Marcus, has a dismissal been tendered on Garcia's client?
Yes, Judge.
All right,
Let
then
me
we're
see.
done.
Yeah. I'll confirm that it's been signed.
All right, thank you.
Yes, Judge, it's done.
All right, thank you. Ed Bartholomew, you're back?
Yes, ma'am. I apologize, Your Honor. We've been trying, I'm going to be in trial on the 30th in Snyder, Texas, to let the court know for sure. But I need to talk with Mr. Cedillo with the state.
All right, so we're waiting for Mr. Cedillo is here. Who do you need to speak with first?
I would talk to the state first, Your Honor. It's family violence.
All right, family violence. Could you go to breakout
Oh,
room
here
number
he
2,
is.
please?
Scotty Simpson.
It's me.
Yes.
Scott,
Yes,
how are you today?
good.
Okay. Let me join you in the breakout room.
Okay. Courtroom, if you could go to 2. And Scott, as soon as the clerks have sworn in your client, sworn in the client, I'll speak with, we'll do your plea. All right, thank you.
May I talk with my client, please?
Yes,
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Cedillo, I'm going to send you to breakout
Yes, ma'am.
room number 3.
Okay.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Your Honor,
Yes,
Mr. Simpson made an offer and asked us to come back and think about it and come back to him. So I've talked to my client. I understand the co-defendant is pleading this morning or this afternoon, and I'm aware of what her terms and conditions are. And so we're going to need some time to sit down and see where we're at. I don't think this is going to be a trial.
all right, Norma, on Mr. Guadalupe Cedillo,
Yes, ma'am.
if you can recall this in 2 weeks, please.
Yes, ma'am. Give me 1 second. You
Well-
either want him in court or on via
First
Zoom?
of all, what 2-week dates are coming up? Because I'm going to be in Scurry County from the 30th probably through the whole following week.
I'll bring you back on the 30th or the 31st.
I'll be up there picking a jury. I've already been told. I got the order.
What about the 27th?
Just to tell us what the offer is going to be and accept it?
Well, no, my understanding is the offer has already been there.
No.
No, the offer has not been tendered.
Well, he tendered an offer today, and then he said, we'll come back and make an offer. So we have a counter offer. He'll accept us considering something different, and he'll consider it. And he's winding her up today.
All right, Mr. Simpson, where are we on Guadalupe Cedillo?
Am I on? Defense asked if I would consider a counter. I said that I would always consider it, but I have not heard what their counter is yet.
That's right.
All right, so what is the count? Are you going to tell the state what the counter is?
Not today, because I have to sit my client down and explain everything to him as to the alternatives, Your Honor, under the counter. When we
All
come
right.
forward with a counter, because, as the state reminds me, we're not playing poker against each other. It's coming and see if they'll accept the bid.
All right, so I'm going to give you all a plea deadline date because I showed that an offer was tendered actually on June 17th.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you all a date, second week in September, and that's your plea deadline date. Mr. Cedillo, you can either accept whatever offer the state is giving or not. It's completely up to you, but on that date, you need to let me know. And a plea will have to be entered on that date if you're going to enter a plea. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements.
That's fair, Judge. We'll have something resolved one way or the other by then.
Is it possible? I have a case as a defense attorney in this court September 16th on a Thursday. Is it possible I could set these cases together?
Perfect.
All right, Norma, can we put this on the 16th?
We'll be done with the trial up there by then.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so we're coming back on September 16th. That's the plea deadline date. The court will not accept any
Yeah.
pleas after that date, and the court will not extend the plea deadline date any further.
Judge, are they going to be in person or is it okay for them to be on Zoom?
We don't
I
know.
have no idea what the plea is. Is this going to require sentencing, a pre-sentence investigation?
I'd have to ask, I would ask the court to waive it once we've agreed to agree, but I'm not sure what Mr. Simpson's thinking would be if we can't agree. Scott?
We're going back and forth on it a little bit, Judge. The initial plea offer I tendered would require a PSI. What the defense is asking me to consider, and I've told them I'm willing to consider it, would not require a PSI, but I haven't gotten a firm commitment that they would do what they're asking me to consider. That's where.
All
that's
right.
where-
If the case does not require a PSI, then the defendant will need to be in court.
That's fine, Judge.
Okay.
All right,
Appreciate it.
September
Thank you for the
16th at
clarification.
9 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. You're excused.
I appreciate that. Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Ed.
Scott, give me your phone number. Text me your phone number.
I don't mind giving my phone number. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
210
Yes, sir.
422
Yes, sir.
7053. That's my cell. But text me first because I struggle answering my phone a lot. Because
I'll text you and leave you a message.
Perfecto.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you,
thank
Judge.
you. Have a good weekend.
May we all be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then as soon as I have the paperwork on the other case, we'll do that
from here.
Oh, there we go, sorry.
Judge, can you hear me?
Yes.
We are almost done with the plea paperwork. There's a couple questions. She's pleading as a party to the co-defendant.
Mhm.
And there's a couple questions I want to ask her as part of allocution as part of making sure that she can't come in and say something different at if we have to go to trial on the co-defendant. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It's just gonna be two questions. They didn't want me to put it in the plea bargain, so I'm gonna just put it on the record. If I ever need it later to cross her with, if she ends up testifying for the co-defendant later, I'll have it.
Okay. What we'll do then is once we do the plea, and I go over what the plea bargain agreement is, then I'll ask you if you have any questions for her.
Perfect.
And then we'll put it on the record like that. And then I'll do the waiver, ask about the waiver paragraph and go from there.
That sounds great, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Linda told me we're looking at about like 5 minutes from now.
All right, no problem. We're here till 5.
All right, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, is everyone ready?
Where do we need to be?
Just down right there by the circle.
Here? Where do you want my client?
Should be right next to you.
Okay.
Just, yeah. there you
I don't
go.
have my glasses on. Oh,
Linda, that happens to me all the time.
oh, boy. Okay. Oh, look at that. There we are on the video.
Yeah, now you're like, I can see. It's a miracle.
I'm sorry, I was late, Judge. I had a time dilation problem in my head.
Oh, no problem. We're here too. We're here till
Sounds
5.
painful.
It was painful when I figured it out. I could believe
Uh,
that here.
All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 7491, State of Texas versus Pauline Salazar. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
This is Scott Simpson, Special Prosecutor from Medina County, Your Honor.
and for the
Linda-
defense?
Linda Corley for defense.
And are you Pauline Salazar?
Yes, Judge.
The court will note for the record that both state defense and the defendant are in the courtroom. However, this hearing is taking place by Zoom. Any objections from the state?
None from the state.
No
Any
objection
objection?
from the defense.
Ms. Salazar, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what is entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled Discovery Acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
The state has given me everything that I know of, Your Honor, and I have reviewed it with my client.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Next, Ms. Salazar, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Both counts, Judge, yes.
Ms. Salazar, I'm going to show you a document entitled Court's Admonishment and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that entire document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand what you're charged with in each count is injury to a child, bodily injury? I'm sorry, with bodily injury intentionally, unknowingly. That's in count 1.
It's by omission, Judge. I'm not sure.
Count 1 appears.
Do you have 4 counts or 2 counts in your indictment?
I have 2 counts. The first count is omission. The second count is omission.
They're both omission.
But what I have as the offense, just one second, we're going to go off the record for a moment. Could I see the defense in state and chambers, please?
Sure.
All right, everyone, just give me a moment.
Lotta, are you there? I send you a text message.
All right, everyone, we're going to go back on the record. And Ms. Salazar, if you can approach, please.
So,
Yeah.
so
What
that,
we-
go ahead.
Yeah, what we changed was, we just need to put omission on that paper that, remember when I talked to you about how many years, third degree felony was for 2.
Okay. All right, we're back on the record. Ms. Salazar, I'm going to show you court's admonishment and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what you're charged with in count 1 and count 2 is injury to a child, bodily injury intentionally and knowingly by omission. Those are third-degree felonies. The range of punishment for each count is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison with a possible fine up to $10,000. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to a jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine in each count? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
She has, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Salazar, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. I'm showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on both counts 1 and 2. There's a $500 fine to be probated. The state recommends deferred adjudication. And you are pleading as a party with Guadalupe Cedillo, Cedillo. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, do you have any questions of Ms. Salazar?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, and for the record, Ms. Salazar has previously been sworn in by the clerks, but out of the abundance of caution, I'm going to swear her in again and let the state ask questions. Ms. Salazar, could you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, and if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Pauline Salazar?
All right, state.
Ms. Salazar, did you witness Guadalupe Cedillo physically abuse Paul Martinez and Andrew Aguilar?
Yes.
I'm sorry, you're going to need to speak up so the court reporter can hear you.
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you feel like you were able to stop Guadalupe Cedillo from doing that?
No.
No other questions, Your Honor.
All right, to the court reporter, were you able to hear her last answer?
Yes, she answered no.
Next, I'm going to show you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign? I'm sorry, did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, have there been any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargaining agreement. State is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution and parenting class. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to count one in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
And count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, do you have any evidence to support the defendant's plea in count one and count two?
State law for State's Exhibit Number 1 plus attachments, Your Honor, which have previously been tendered to defense for review.
There are no objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Salazar, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waivering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and the attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, I'm sorry. Could I see defense in state and breakout room number 1, please?
Okay.
Stated to stipulate. We are back on the record. The court has reviewed state's exhibits 1 and attachments. The court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty in count 1 and the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty in count 2. However, in each of the counts, the court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. My client has actually had a lot of changes in her life. She had CPS cases involving the children. As part of the CPS cases, she's taken 20 weeks of parenting class called SAFE, and also a middle way parenting program, which was 15 weeks. We'll have certificates that we can provide to the probation should you grant her deferred. In addition, she has no family, Judge, that she can help her. She has no one. She has attempted to leave this household, but she has no real means of support. She went to Haven for Hope and for Battered Women's Shelter, but was not able to get into those. I'm not sure what the problem was. Perhaps it was because she had these pending felonies, Judge. But she very much wants to go forward and be a better parent. She is endeavoring to make those changes, and she is continuing to reach out to try to get some help, to try to get a place where she can live so she won't be living on the street, Judge. We've reached out to a couple of places to try to see if we can make that happen. But it's in process, Judge. So I'm going to be asking the court if you would consider giving her minimum supervisory fees so that when she does get started and start getting on her feet, she won't have a huge financial burden with the probation to deal with. She wants to go forward and be a good citizen and a good mother, Judge. She looks back on her choices. I've talked to her many times. She wishes she would have made different choices. She was afraid as well. So, and she made bad choices, but she knows that she wants to make better choices in the future. And to that end, she participated in everything that CPS required to go forward to be a better person and a better parent, Judge. We would just ask that you allow her to be put on deferred adjudication and to help her go forward in her life, Judge. She is working very hard. I've been working with her for quite a while now.
So where are the children?
Her rights have been terminated, Judge, that they are with foster care, about to be adopted.
Okay. All right. Ms. Salazar, if you're drug tested today, what will the result be?
Clean.
How far did you go in school?
10th grade.
All right. Is there a reason why you dropped out?
Yes, I have dyslexic.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear.
I'm dyslexic.
They gave her problems in school. She had trouble. She has trouble with reading.
All right. So how is she supporting herself? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. You're gonna have to speak up, Ms. Salazar. Here's the thing. I'm asking you these questions because obviously the state believes that you should be on probation. Your attorney believes that you should be on probation. I don't place people on probation out of this court so that they can fail and go to prison. So I need to ask you these questions. I need honest answers so I can know what conditions will hopefully help you be successful on this probation. Because if you're revoked, as I said before, I could sentence you up to 10 years in prison. So how are you supporting yourself?
I work at Labor on Demand, General Labor, the daily place.
Okay.
Sorry,
And
I
how-
don't understand. You work where?
I work Labor on Demand. And it's a daily place. And it's general labor.
All right. And I know this is a question that I've been told never should be asked, but I'm going to ask it. It appears that you may be expecting.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. When are you due?
November 8th.
All right. So what are your plans? Because you're going to still be on probation in November.
My plan is to be a better parent and to take care of the baby as much as I can.
All right. How are you planning on financially supporting this new child's defense? Have you talked to her about this? How is she going to support herself? Where is she going to be living?
Well, Judge, that's one of the reasons we were trying to get her into a shelter. She doesn't have a lot of financial means. She is poor, but she is trying to develop a support structure. At this time, she is doing day labor. At some point, she won't be able to do that because when she has the baby, there'll be a period where she won't be able to. But Judge, I would ask you to, I understand that financially she may not be able to pay for her probation, but I would hate to put her in prison because she's poor. And I do believe that she's really trying, but what we need to do for her, I believe, is in the best interest of the community and her child, is to help her find and help her get a support system to be able to access services through the state that she will qualify for. But she has never done that before. She's always felt, quite frankly, trapped and dependent. And that's a common thing that I see with women that are in abusive relationships, whether it's abusive to the children or the spouse. They do get isolated, and that's exactly what has happened to her.
All right, I understand that. And most people know that this court has never thrown someone in prison for failure or inability to pay. Now I have, and people have gone to prison because they just don't want to work. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. There's to be no contact with Guadalupe Cedillo. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or any employment that involves supervision of minor. Parenting classes. And if she's actually successfully completed parenting classes with CPS, then that can be given to probation and the court will consider that. 100 hours of community service restitution. If you are vaccinated, then the court will deduct 80 of those hours. And let me explain something. I'm not forcing anyone to get the COVID vaccine. You can get it or not get it. That's completely up to you. But if you are taking the vaccine, that's the 1 dose, and you do that, the court will deduct 80 hours of community service restitution. If you're taking the vaccine that is 2 doses and you do that, the court will deduct 80 hours of your community service hours. But with a 2-dose vaccine, you must have completed the 2 doses before the court will do that. With regards to the remaining 20 hours, if you do the vaccine, the court will waive 20 hours of your community service restitution hours if you obtain your GED or are in some type of trade school and obtain some sort of certificate for trade school. I'm going to ask probation, if you could, are you still able or have contact with Regina with the PPI program in Volunteers of America?
That was Meredith that was in contact with her.
Yes, I do.
But we
I
can
do.
look into her.
All right. What I do is I do have her information. So I'm going to forward that to you. My understanding is that is a good program.
I'm sorry, Judge, can you repeat that?
It's the PPI program. And Rebecca, I'm going to email that to you. That program is actually for people who are pregnant. It's pregnancy and parenting interventions. And the care manager is Regina Canales. So we'll see if we can get her into that and hopefully segue that into a place for her to live. Are you able to report by Zoom?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to do regular Zoom reporting. If for any reason you're not able to report by Zoom, then you will need to report in person. So does your client have a place to stay now, or is she homeless?
Well, Judge, that's what I need to talk to you about. Right
Yes.
now, she is living with Guadalupe. That's her only place to stay. So if there's a no contact order with him, she literally has to sleep on the street tonight. And she's already talking to Haven for Hope, but they won't allow her.
Well, we're going to see where she can stay today, because is there anyone here who thinks that's a good place to stay?
I think it's
because
better-
what I'm being told is he's abusive, he's isolating, he abuses the children, and now we're saying she's staying with him.
Well, Your Honor, since they have the CPS, he seems to have calmed down, but I certainly think that being under a bridge would be more dangerous.
Well,
I didn't put the no contact in simply because I know that they've been trying. I think her goal is to get out of there. I'm just not sure that she can do it immediately. Maybe if you put no contact within a certain period of time. I don't know what we can do for her. I've been texting people about the thing is the battered women shelter wouldn't take her because she has charges pending. I don't know the answer of whether they'll now take her because she's pled. I suspect not. I'm in the middle of trying to talk to Lupe from the DA's office because she used to work at the battered women's shelter. I don't know if we have a solution yet about where for her to go if she's not with him for the immediate future.
All right, well, let's, one moment,
We'll
please.
find something tonight.
Yes, just one second, one moment. Rebecca, we're going to take a short break. Does anyone have any objections to me calling the person from PPI?
I don't have an objection, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to take a short recess, and defense and state, if you can come back in chambers, please. Rebecca,
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
could, if you can come to breakout room number 2, please.
Yes, ma'am.
If I may speak to Judge Boyd, when she's available, please. This is Eduardo Jimenez.
Bye. Oh, yeah, I'm mute. Oh, oops, let me mute. Sorry. All right, everyone, thank you for your patience. Ms. Benavides, usually we're not here past 5.
Okay, Judge, am I released?
Oh, no, we're gonna, yes, no.
Oh,
We're
it's
gonna finish.
5:04.
Yeah, I know. We have to finish this one thing and then you'll be released. It should take 5 minutes. We're just waiting for defense to come back in.
No worries.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Judge, I just sent you a chat.
Okay, let me look at that. You know, just, yes, let's do that as well.
Okay, I was just double checking.
All right, thank you. All right, we're going to go back on the record. And cause number 2020 CR 7491. Is there anything from either side before the court makes its final ruling?
Nothing further from the bench.
President State.
All right, then Ms. Salazar, the court is ordering no contact with Guadalupe Cedillo, 100 hours community service restitution. Of course, if you obtain the vaccine, the court will waive 80 of those hours. And if you complete your GED or obtain a certificate in a trade school or some higher level of education, the court will waive the remaining 20 hours of community service restitution. There should be proof of employment within 15 days, no employment as a home health care provider or any employment that involves supervision of minors, parenting classes. If she completed parenting classes through Child Protective Services and has a certificate for that, that will be acceptable to the court. There's to be regular Zoom reporting. If you're not able to report by Zoom, then you will need to report in person. There's to be regular UAs. And I normally give people the option of regular UAs or the patch, but the patch is a financial burden to some, but the patch doesn't require as much constraints on your time. So either one that she wishes, defense counsel, she's allowed to have. There's to be field visits, random 2 times per month. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
President State.
Judge, on the proof of employment, she is pregnant. She doesn't have a lot of skills. We're going to have to be working on some alternative for her living arrangements. I'm not sure that she's going to be able to be employed as quickly as the court might normally require. We'd ask for additional time.
All right, I'll give her a proof of employment within 60 days. Rebecca, is there anything else that she requires or needs?
You were gonna do that PPI class course.
Yes. And the PPI, and Rebecca will explain that program to you, Ms. Salazar.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Salazar, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Salazar, I'm going to send you to a breakout room with probation. Probation will go over conditions with you. If there's something you do not understand, please let them know. And I'm going to ask that you remain in the courtroom after you've spoken with probation.
Judge, may I do have 2 things I wanted to address with the court, and I may have missed this, but we have requested minimum probation fees. And also I wanted to inquire whether or not we could waive the UA fees.
I've already probated the fine, so I'm not going to waive any UA fees, and I'm not going to reduce the supervision fees.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm going to send you all to breakout room number 1. Probation will meet you in breakout room number 1 to go over conditions. And Rebecca, I'll remember not to close everything down. All right, and Ms. Benavides, thank you so much. You are excused.
You're welcome. Thank you, Judge. Good seeing
All right.
you.
All right, you too. Have a great weekend.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, Hunter, Marcus, you two are the only remaining prosecutors.
All right.
All right, well, have a great weekend. I'm going to sign off YouTube now and take care of the raccoons in the attic.
Yes, Judge.
All right.
See y'all.